My name is John Swoboda, and I was associated with the 504th Bomb Group stationed on Tinian Island during the year of 1945. I served as a gunner on a B-29 and made 21 trips up to Japan, both incendiary and bombing type missions. It was an unusual experience in that I was so young, and had never done anything like this before, and lost most of my buddies, not by combat, by age attrition, so to speak.
P-51 pilot during the war. I was stationed on Iwo Jima. I came there the morning of the Banzai attack on the living quarters of my unit, actually, and they still had all of the debris, and I'm not sure if my mind is distorted or not on this, but I remember seeing the bodies of the victims when we got there. Now that's either because I actually saw it, or I'm relating to the photographs that I saw of the scenes that I saw.
B majors. I was 5th Amphibious Fleet, and I was in the Pacific. I was on the APA 193 USS Sanborn, and I run LCVP, one of them landing craft boats, number 4, and I hit the beach. The first 7 waves was ducks, LTVs, but I was the first wave of pig boats that hit the beach. And I had 8 Marines, a Jeep, and a 37 millimeter gun. And that Jeep run off the ramp of my boat, buried down in the ash. And finally the beach commander said, "Get that thing out of here before it broaches and you turn over and it'll drown you all." So we was at sea most of the time, but we made Iwo Jima, Okinawa, landed 77th Army on Hokkaido, Japan, northern island of Japan, and we landed some on Honshu Island. And I was discharged at Treasure Island, and I was discharged at Norman, Oklahoma. My mother and daddy lived out here at Petrolia then. But, we didn't get much training then, but we learned real quick.
I was at the bottom of Mount Suribachi, loaded up with groceries on my Amtrak, going to the front lines to deliver.
What do you remember about that day?
About that day, it's just when I seen the flag and just stood there and cried.
It was still a tough fight
Yeah.
a while after that.
And then we went on to the front lines to deliver my load of groceries, which we didn't deliver. There's a big pile of groceries where we just parked our Amtrak and dumped it. Unloaded everything, went back and picked up some more from the ship. And that was my part of my job, besides hauling troops around.
He was in the 27th, I was in the 27th, and we went in front of the Suribachi, across the island. To the I'd call it the west side, but it's the other side, and that's where I was at when they raised the first flag. I never seen the second flag.
No.
Yeah.
Now, what were your duties? What were you doing?
I was in the machine gun platoon. Yeah.
You were busy.
Busy. You're right. Yes. You bet. Yeah. You bet.
I know. It was tough.
Sure. Yeah. Wasn't nothing nice about it. Yeah. You bet. I think it's where you get together and you get the fellowship and you get to visit with people that you was there with and understand, it's just a fun deal, I think. It's just to get together. I think it's the important part. And share moments with one another. That's what I think. Now, whatever. I like them all. Yeah. And I'm going to them as long as I can. One of these days, that'll be end, The reunion is quite important. It's more important to the Marines than it is to the Air Force because they were involved in the invasion. Of course, the Navy was heavily involved in the invasion. There was 540 some odd vessels involved in the invasion of Iwo. Our numbers are dwindling. Of course, that was nearly 65 years ago, and even an 18-year-old during that invasion would be in his 80s right now. And we've just been discussing names of people that have always been here but have passed away or they're sick and unable to be here. So it's going to be a small reunion, but of veterans. There'll be a lot of family members of people who come because they want to talk to people who were with their father, grandfather, whatever.